Well, good afternoon and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and Coffee Stream episode 478. It is Friday, December 10th, and I hope everyone is having a good day and getting ready to have a good weekend. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. Usually I do, just a bunch of news, or sometimes I do some video reactions, but we're gonna kind of do both today. I'm going to introduce you to somebody that Pincalo kind of stumbled across on Thursday evening, or Wednesday evening, sorry. And instead of doing a coffee shot about this guy, because it's gonna take a while, I figured I would just dedicate today's coffee stream to telling you guys about this man. So we're going to watch a video, we're going to read a couple of news articles, and we're going to go over this guy's website. Now, this person, his name is James Brown. No, not the R&B singer, nor the guy that played Rembrandt from Sliders. This guy is a paralympian, an ex-paralympian from the UK, Ireland specifically, and he has apparently gone from Paralympian to Extinction Rebellion member, and he's also been accused of doping during his Paralympic run in 2012. So he is currently banned from participating in the Paralympics. So we're going to get to all of this in this stream today. And so let's say hello to chat. Hello, Wikipedia Snippet. Glad to have you here, my friend. I hope everyone else is doing well today. And so what we're going to do is actually, you know what we might do? We might read one of the articles first. And then, no. We've got people here. We've got some people here, so they won't, if they miss the video, then we'll see the article. Hey there, Costin. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. So yeah, we'll start with the video. So we've got a YouTube video to watch, and two articles to read, and his website that he's written, and it is accessible. So because it's he is blind. So we're gonna take a look at James Brown is this man's name. So this is going to be an interesting little look-see into Mr. Brown's thought process, I guess, and how he went from Olympian to Extinction Rebellion member. Because we all know how sane Extinction Rebellion members are. Oh, speaking of Pink Hollow, there he is. Okay, where are we? Go faster! Okay, let's see here. There is the website. There is... Oh. Here's the video. Also, did you get my text? There's coffee available for you. Pause, damn you. Okay, let's get this back to the beginning because it auto played on me. Let's see here. All right, let's get to the beginning. So this is a 2-minute and 43-second video clip that we're going to watch. This is going to introduce us to James Brown, and then we're going to read the article and his website. So here we go. Let's go to the share button. Okay. Share button. And make sure the tab audio is checked. There we go. Okay. So, here is our video. If it will load. There we go. So here we go. This is our video, and this is going to be interesting. I wanted to watch this video with you guys cold, so we're gonna watch this together.
Okay, I'm streaming from London City Airport, and as you can see, there's a gentleman who's climbed on top of the plane.
She's like, I don't know what to make of this.
Okay, here I am on top of the fucking airplane at City Airport. I hate heights, I'm shitting myself.
What did he say? He's at the City Airport and what?
I hate heights, I'm shitting myself.
Oh, I can't, I'm shitting myself. Okay.
I managed to get on the roof. Oh man, I'm so shaky. So this is all about the climate and ecological crisis. We're protesting against government inaction on climate and ecological breakdown.
Okay. Dude. Why is nobody actually protesting, like, the huge pollution making countries? Like, yeah, Western countries are still polluting, but why are we not going after China and India for their, like, sludge in their rivers, the toxic sludge in their rivers? Like, and I mean big main country rivers, like the Ganges, like Indus River, like not small rivers, right, are polluted to shit. Why are we not going after those people? I think I might shit myself, yeah. China burns mountains of coal. Exactly, Wikipedia snippet. Exactly. But here we are. We've got this idiot gluing himself to a plane.
They declare a climate emergency and then do nothing about it. In fact, they go the opposite direction. They sanction the expansion of airports.
Just to warn the viewers that I am being watched by the police behind me, so I may need to finish soon.
You can't let this go on. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't say there's a climate emergency and then continue to subsidize fossil fuel industries.
Okay, we need fossil fuel. Holy shit. Okay, you morons. Fossil fuel is not just used for oil and gas. The stuff that we, like, it's used to produce medical grade plastics for syringes, and it's used to produce, the tubing that you use for the lines, like IV lines, machine lines, for ventilators, freaking textile, like PPE, clothing, latex gloves. Like, it's not just fucking oil. it's not just oil. We use it for everything. And it's a lot more renewable because things are always dying and decomposing and going into the earth and sinking low enough to be put under heat and pressure and be turned into those oils. Like, things are always doing that. It's a lot more renewable than what we're doing right now. Because what we're doing right now is expending finite resources. Like, God, people are stupid.
Don't know how the hell they're going to get them down here, but I hope they don't take too long, because this is fucking scary.
Oh, you wanna protest, but it's scary. So you hope I hope this is over soon. I hope this is over soon, because it's very scary. This is really stupid. Also, the snowball Earth was thought to made by the carbon or overabundance of carbon in the atmosphere from the volcanic exit. When Top Gear went to Georgia, the country, they came up with a list of more than 5,000 everyday things that are derived from petroleum products. Yeah. And mammoth farts ended the last ice age.
And it's also a bit cold.
No shit! Oh my god. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put myself on top of an airplane and in protest of something, and then I'm going to sit there and bitch about how uncomfortable I am, despite the fact that I got myself up here and I chose to do it. That's the point of a protest, you idiot. Like, I'm sorry, but even protesters back in the day that chained themselves to things, they were even less bitchy and whiny than today's protesters. Like, do you think the miners and shit that were protesting for unions that could actually help them, do you think when they chained themselves to mining equipment, do you think they were like, man, I hope they give us what we want, because this is really uncomfortable? Do you think they said that to fucking radio and camera people? Fuck no. They may have thought it, but you don't say that shit, you idiot. Oh my god. People are... Man, I'm doing something uncomfortable to protest things. Like, these motherfuckers would climb up into a tree and then say on live national television, man, I hope these lumberjacks knuckle under really soon, because it's really uncomfortable up here. You know what I would do if I were in the lumber industry and I heard a protester say that? I'd go the fuck home. You know what I mean? I'd put my tools down. I would lock them away. I'd be like, you know what? I may be losing money, but this asshole's uncomfortable. So you know what? I'm going on vacation. That's what I would do.
Well, I can't believe I managed to get on the roof and it's windy.
Yes, it may be a small inconvenience for the passengers today, but we have to highlight the problem in any way we can.
This is for my kids. This is for everybody's kids.
You're on a plane for your kid. You know what? I'm pretty sure that your kids want their dad to be sane and intact. All right? And it's dangerous enough for a sighted idiot to be up there, but you're also blind and an idiot, so you really shouldn't be up there. And you are more at risk of falling off and breaking your fucking neck on the tarmac for your kids, I guess. But yeah, a small inconvenience. Oh yeah, just a small inconvenience. Yeah, a fat strike. Yeah, exactly.
It's for all the young people who face a horrendous future. Climate and ecological breakdown.
Yes, we face a horrendous future because morons like you are raising children that will eventually become in charge of things. That's why we face a horrendous future.
They're going to face starvation.
Is he gonna cry?
Oh god, this is too scary. The average salary of people who fly out of here is over £100,000 a year.
How do you know what the average salary of the people that use the airport is? I mean, granted, for the most part, people that can afford to fly do tend to make a bit more money, but I mean, in-country flights are not that expensive. So, it doesn't matter what people make. You're being a moron. You're not helping anything. And you're also making yourself look like a fool because every 30 seconds during this so-called protest, you're like, I'm really scared. This is really scary. Like, of course it's really scary. You're protesting. You're doing something that's uncomfortable for something you believe in. That's the point of a protest. You're not supposed to like articulate it to the people around you. That's the opposite of a protest. You're supposed to just like talk about why you're up there. You're making people you're proving people's points for you. For them.
I'm gonna have to stop this live stream. I'm gonna have to stop. I'm too scared.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. He's gonna have to stop because he's scared. He lasted 2 fucking minutes. This guy's a paralympion, you guys. This guy did solo biking in national sporting events with sighted people on the track, riding a bike at speed with people who could see around him. And he didn't even have the balls to last more than 2 minutes on top of an airplane. But he's protesting. Y'all. He's protesting in the weakest way possible. Like, good God. That's insane. 2 minutes. That's what he lasted. Where are we? There's two articles on this guy. There's an opinion piece from the Toronto Sun, and then there's an article from the UK, a UK newspaper. Belfast Newsletter. That's what it is. So let's get this shared. So that's the video. He had to stop his protest because he was too scared. Shows how committed he is to his cause, right? And that's the whole point of these. That's the point of these Extinction Rebellion people, is that they're protesting stupidly for stupid reasons, and they can't even stick to it. It's Good Lord, people. That's kind of sad. Okay, let's share this article. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. You suck, computer. Come on. Move faster. Sorry, guys. The computer's being stupid again. Okay. Let's get this shared. Yes, share screen, please. Chrome tab. Okay. Here we go. So, where are we here? No stupid pop-ups. Go away. Okay. Let's read this thing here. If we can get through all the links. Here we go. Blind Ulster? Yeah, blind Ulster athlete glued himself to a plane for sake of his children's future is the title of the article. And this is posted on Thursday, December 9th. So this is a recent article. And here we go with his picture during his protest that lasted all of 2 minutes and 43 seconds. James is serving a 12-month sentence at Wandsworth Prison. Judgment on both sentencing and conviction will be delivered at a future date. The panel of 3 judges sitting at the Royal Courts of Justice today was led by the Lord Chief Justice, the most senior judge in England and Wales. Oh, how important. James' action was part of an Extinction Rebellion occupation of London's City Airport on 10th October 2019. Who is calling me and why? Go away. Anyway, October 10th in 2019 in protest against aviation expansion and the climate impact of flying. Yet all of the people that go to all of the climate meetings go on fucking airplanes. All of them. Private airplanes. And they jet here and there and hither and yon and back there again. And it's just so annoying and hypocritical. During his trial at Southwark Crown before Judge Gregory Perrings earlier this year, James Brown told the jury he feared for his children's future and that civil disobedience was the only option left to him. You know, you guys are being ridiculous. You know what? You guys do civil disobedience over this stupid shit. And then when things like, oh, I don't know, being told that you can't go into a store to buy something without a vaccine passport that only talks about one vaccination, you're like, yeah, that's fine. That's totally cool. I'm fine with that. But, you know, we're all gonna die of a horrible greenhouse gas effect, so let's inconvenience everyday workers. But, like, what are you doing? What are you idiots thinking? Oh, wait, you're not. He told the court, quote, I want all the children of our world to grow up free from the impact of starvation, war, and the other horrendous impacts of the climate crisis. You think climate change causes war? Are you fucking serious? You think climate change, you think that before there was even talk of climate change, that there wasn't starvation and war and disease and murder? Let me explain something to you, Mr. Brown. Humans suck. Okay? We collectively suck. And this is evidenced by the fact that even before people knew what climate was, we were killing each other and ostracizing each other and raping each other and stealing from each other and just all of everything. Like, climate is not the reason that things are the way they are. We are the reason that things are the way they are. Costin asks, did you hear that the vaccine passport will not be concluding in January? I did. And there's supposed to be an announcement today on updates to the system. I knew, I had a feeling they were going to add the booster into the system. I just, if that happens, I'm not surprised. Quote, that's not going to happen. Their future is terrifying. No, oh my God. Everybody's future is uncertain. It's uncertain. Okay? It's not terrifying. Why must everybody, and this is coming from somebody who is diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Why does everyone today feel that they need to amp themselves up into a state of panic over things they have zero control over? Like, even if we got everything down to as minimal carbon as possible, the Earth is a dynamic system with many moving parts, and it has had climate disasters not caused by any man-made thing multiple times over before we were even a thought. Before multicellular life was even a thought, we had gone through several climatological disasters. So the fact that people are amping themselves up into this much of a state of anxiety over something that they can't control is absolutely ridiculous to me. And this is, as I said, this is coming from somebody who is diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, who has to work at keeping herself from going and becoming anxious and panicking over stupid little shit. And I'm like, y'all need to calm down. Right? Like, this is getting a little crazy. During his career, James competed in several athletic categories and won 2 gold medals for Great Britain at the 1984 New York Paralympics. He denied he had caused a public nuisance. Well, you would be wrong, my friend. Extinction Rebellion occupation of City Airport was designed to highlight the climate impact of air travel. But every climate minister and climate advocate that goes to every climate summit flies! Oh my god. Duck Dog says, Doc Brown said it best. Your future isn't, your future isn't written, it's what you make of it. Yep. Oh, I know you met Doc. Duck Dog, it's all good. The most energy intensive activity an individual can undertake. No other human activity consumes as much energy in such a short time. Have you heard of space travel before? I'm You're a moron. Mile for mile, flying is the most climate damaging way to travel. Okay, so everyone should go back to horse-drawn carriages where their horses are dropping giant shit cakes in the middle of the street and using steamships powered by coal, or would you have us go all the way back to sailing ships? Is that what you'd have us do? Go back to sailing ships? I'm sorry. You want to order that from Amazon? It will be here next year. The cargo ship hasn't set sail yet. Literally set sail. Oh my god. Extinction Rebellion has a number of cases going through the Crown Courts. I would think so. James's was the 4th jury trial and followed the acquittal in April 2021 of 6 people for criminal damage to Shell's London HQ, despite all but one having no defense in law. Wow, that's kind of ridiculous. In July this year, the UK government published its Jet Zero strategy to achieve net zero in the aviation industry by 2050. What are you going to do? Power planes with vegetable oil? These people want to live in the 1700s if you use all the technologies they want to change. Yep. Yep. But the funny thing is, honey, they want to use they want to go back to horse and cart, sailing ships, wood burning fire, which is pretty pollutive, by the way, and also environmentally damaging because of all the trees that we would have and the amount of population now compared to the 1700s. Do you know how much deforestation it would take to heat? Like if we went backwards, or the fact that not everybody lives in an area that you can tap for geothermal energy. But so they want to go backwards for all of this, but they still want to use their iPhones, right? They still want Alexa, they still want all of that shit. But, they want a net zero emissions. Air travel is an elite activity. Oh, yeah, no, it's totally an elite activity. Hey, Pink Hollow, how much was it going to cost you to fly out to Edmonton if you had gotten that run? A whole, what, $73? Yeah, that's a super elite ticket price there. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Only a tiny percentage of the global population can afford to fly, and they have a disproportionate carbon footprint. Okay, are you living in the 40s? Do you know how many people fly commercially every year? Or are you just focused on private jets? Like, I'm confused. I'm very confused right now. I don't know if they know what decade they're living in or which demographic they're shitting on. I Taking a long haul flight generates more carbon emissions than the average person in dozens of countries around the world, produces in a whole year. Where are you getting these figures? Where are you getting these numbers from? The government has repeatedly been advised by its own climate change committees to limit the growth of aviation in the next 10 years, starting with a halt to airport expansion. The government suggests in its transport to carbon strategy that the public can continue to fly since aviation will be carbon neutral by mid-century, have been widely ridiculed. So what, you want the public to stop flying? These people don't make any sense. They want people to stop flying, but they want everyone to stay connected in a globalized way. But they want carbon neutral, like net zero emissions and no use of fossil fuels. So they want things to go backwards in more than just transportation, in medicine, in textiles, in just electronics, in all sorts of ways. Yet they want people to stay connected, and they want a globalized system. Like, these people don't know what they want or how to get it. The government has recently proposed a reduction in their passenger duty tax, whilst the industry is already estimated to be subsidized by 7 billion pounds per year. The news comes as the PCSE bill, which has been widely criticized for seeking to limit the right to protest, returns to the House of Lords for amendment. Well, if you're going to be obstructing people's ability to get to work, I don't know what to tell you. If they limit transportation, then they can eliminate migration. And if they can eliminate migration, then they can put people into the metaverse. Ha! You will never get fuelless airplanes. Exactly, Maniac Man. So, I'm not going to carry on with that article because it seems to be finished with the James portion. So, we're going to move on to the next article, which is an opinion piece from the Toronto Sun. So let's open that up. Well, hello there, Mitchell. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Come on. There we go. I picked the wrong one. What else? I know there's a second article. Let's see. Where is it? Oh. Do. Oh, apologies for yawning. My goodness. Where am I? So that's the video that we've watched. We've got the article that we read. Is that it? I thought there was another article on him. Oh well. So that's the article on James Brown. So now we're going to look at his website. Because he makes a very interesting allegation on his website. Yeah, he makes a very, very interesting accusation here that doesn't really make much sense. So, where are we here? And then we're going to take a look at a couple of other articles because I think this is not, well, I know this is not going to take us to the whole stream. So, okay. Share screen. Okay, here we go. So this is just a text site that that James has written himself. So where are we? Where are we here? Where's his sport thing? Social enterprise, press, contact. Where are we here? Where are we? Okay, so I don't want to bore you guys with everything. But what we're going to do, we're going to start here. So the first and probably main chapter of my international competition fell between 1982 and 1992. After that, my focus was on raising a family and entrepreneurial endeavors. Spelled endeavors, but that's okay because I fuck up spelling too. Post 1992, I never really stopped and actually found that my love of sport was greater when participating for fun instead of medals. During this time, I kept riding my bike, once covering 104 miles on my commute to work, albeit via a fairly circuitous route. In 2003, I shifted focus to swimming and ended up making the qualifying time for the Beijing Paralympics, though I had no desire to get back into the serious competition at that time. Well, then why would you go for the qualifiers? I'm confused. So, let's see. Around this time, however, it was announced that the next Paralympics would be held in London. And I had started to think how great it would be to be there. I knew that I could get myself on the spectator side of the fence, but wondered how I might stand half a chance of competing. The answer came in 2010 when I had taken up mountain biking and joined a great club in Cheltenham. My participation in club rides was made possible by a number of willing individuals who were happy to guide me. My fitness quickly returned, so I figured I ought to get the tandem out and try some road time trials. That was it. I joined the Irish squad and was selected for London the following year. So yeah, he's mostly a summer athlete, but he has done some cross country stuff, skiing as well. But it looks like he's mostly a summer Paralympian. No sooner had I joined than I knew things had changed. Back in 1992, when I took part in the Winter Paralympics in Albertville, there was still no real funding available for individual athletes. Now there was, and that changed everything. I had always taken my sport very seriously, but competing for significant funding added a new dimension, and with so much time spent away from home on training camps, it wasn't really possible to hold down full-time work. So this financial support was essential. Yeah, so the Olympic funding, like for Olympic athletes and Paralympic athletes, has gotten a lot better. People can actually train now and not worry about losing their job, which is and if they lose their job, they have the financial support. Something else that had changed was the introducing of regular testing for banned substances. Of course, I'd always been clean, so I submitted to the testing regime gladly. From June 2011 through to my final training camp with the Irish squad in October 2015, I was tested every couple of months and, of course, found to be, quote, clean every time. I wasn't aware of any illegal substances being used or discussed within the Irish squad. Now, this is important because he has been hit for doping, and we're going to get there in a second. In the run-up to 2015, the Irish team management had been finding it incredibly difficult to find me a suitable tandem pilot. By then, the Irish Sport Council had cut almost all the funding for pilots, so that made it almost impossible for willing riders to commit to the extremely demanding regime of training, travel, and competition. Our main riders for medals, main rivals for medals, British, Spanish, and Dutch and Australian pairs were all funded, pilot and stoker, so it became increasingly difficult to remain at the top. So that's when you guys got to start fundraising. I'm sorry, but you can't just rely on the government to fund you guys. If your funding got cut, you've got to come up with fundraising. And you guys, now with the internet, you could have done online fundraising. There could have been a lot of opportunities. You guys could have made a YouTube channel, like the Irish Paralympic Squad YouTube channel, and done freaking training streams and raked in the donations. I guarantee you. You guys could have fundraised somehow. In the absence of a suitable pilot, I had begun training on a solo bike. The coaches at Newport Velodrome, Wales, were happy for me to join their public sessions, so long as I did my race-paced work alone on the track, whilst others were taking a rest. I knew my international sporting career was coming to an end by now, so decided to go out on a final fling. I applied to enter the World Trackmaster Championship in Manchester, so that I would become the first registered blind person to compete solo in a world-class event. I finished about halfway down the field of 30 in my age group, a result with which I was very pleased, especially since I didn't ride my best. due to a photographer at the edge of the track with a very bright flash camera taking distracting shots each time I passed. Oh God, that had to be frustrating. Especially if your vision, if your vision impairment is one that bright lights really gets you, that had to be hard. After this, I turned my attention to a new project. See the social entrepreneurs section of my website for more details. On Moblue, I had no big announcement on my retirement thing, just petered out. On the 19th of October, my coach emailed me to ask me to return all borrowed equipment, which I did. My last recorded training session was on the 10th of November, after which all communication with my coach and the Irish team management ceased. Throughout December and January, I really got stuck into my new project. I joined the School of Social Entrepreneurship 1-year scale-up program, and also Entrepreneurial Spark in Bristol, so was fully committed by mid-January. So on the 2nd of February, I was somewhat surprised as I was leaving home to catch the only bus of the day out of my village to get to an important funding meeting in Bristol to be greeted by representatives from the UK anti-doping, requesting I submit to a urine and blood test. I explained that I had retired several months previously and that I had no choice but to catch the approaching bus. I guess they had been sent by Sports Ireland, who had a reputation for administrative errors, one of which had resulted in an athlete being tested several years after retirement. So I insisted that I had to get on with my new life and left. The doping control officer did advise me that I could face a ban for not conceding to the test, and I simply didn't think of that, or think of the media consequences of this. Another factor was that I knew they would insist that my wife stayed home to oversee the test, and there was no way I was going to prevent her from going to her work. She, a GP with a stressful job, and I usually had a full had a full surgery that morning, insisting it is only disabled athletes who face this additional athletes. Wait, whoa. Incidentally, it is only disabled athletes that face this additional requirement for testing. Well, who's going to be there to make sure you're disabled? I'm sorry, some of you can't piss in a cup without help. There are quadriplegics and paraplegics that need help to piss in a cup. So yeah. From a photography standpoint, unless it was at night, I doubt it. Oh, okay. His wife was supposed to monitor him and she's a GP. Oh, that's a conflict of interest. Yeah. Well, even if she wasn't a GP, your wife, your family shouldn't be monitoring you taking a test. Like a drug test. I'm sorry. If you're an athlete, any athlete, it's not just disabled athletes that need to be monitored to take a test. Fucking in the UFC, there are monitors for that, are there not? This is whiny bullshit. Hey, selective boy. again, with the whininess. Anyway, I had pointed out on previous occasions that my wife had not signed up to being prevented from going to work, but the testers were usually fairly heavy-handed in their insistence that she did so. No, it should be on the testers to monitor. Hello, trucking with a tablet. Like, there are, like, if you are an athlete, your family should not be monitoring your doping tests, because that is a conflict of interest. They want you to win, yes? They want you to succeed. So of course they're more likely to lie for you, whether you're disabled or not. That's absolutely a conflict of interest. So that was it. A 4-year ban, which was reduced as far as it could be, 2.5 years on appeal. It was only when I became infamous for certain acts of civil disobedience associated with my climate activism that my ban became an issue. Even then, it was a small number of media outlets who felt it worth a mention. Until then, I think it reflects more on Sports Ireland and Irish cycling than it did on me. So now I've decided to present the facts so that anyone interested can judge for themselves. I think you should have just shut the fuck up and honestly, what you should have done is, I have to go to work. I am happy to take the test, but I have to go to work right now. And then you should have said, can we schedule an appointment for me, like, this evening? Or can you come back after my meeting? This is the only bus that I can take. And I also would have been applying to Sports Ireland during my tenure as an Olympian, going, family members should not be involved in testing. Your testers should be involved in monitoring. And this happened in 2016. And you said your ban was reduced to 2.5 years on appeal, right? So by the time that you glued yourself to a plane in 2019 and were convicted this year, your ban is over. So what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, this is just because of my activism that they're talking about my ban. No, that doesn't work. I'm sorry, that doesn't fly. That doesn't mathematically add up. I went through your article, or your website, and I went through the video, and I went through the news article. You were in the wrong to say that. You were not, like, no. Stop that. Okay, let's go to a couple more articles here. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's get this screen shared. Oh, excuse me. Oh, stop that. Alrighty, let's get back to StreamYard, please. Okay. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Choose what to share. Chrome tab, please. Okay, so here we have this story. As soon as I can find the headline. Come on. Okay. Accused in London, Ontario parking lot clash speaks out, denies race and religion were factors. An Indigenous social worker says he's been unfairly branded as racist and harassed after being charged following an argument with a Muslim family outside a London big box store. Well, all right then. Let's see. Where are we here? Where's the beginning of the article? Okay. An Indigenous social worker says he's been unfairly branded as a racist and harassed after being charged following an argument with a Muslim man or a Muslim family outside a London big box store. Advertisement, stupid thing, get out of the way. David Lavoie, 56, or 57, apologies, was charged with assault last Monday. Oh my goodness. One day after he got into a heated exchange with a family in the parking lot of the Costco on Wellington Road. Australian man... Oh, sorry. That is a different video. I hate when they put stuff like that in the middle of articles. It's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Okay, come on. Come on. All right. Following the confrontation, Lavoie, or London lawyer Nawaz Tahir, whose 75-year-old father was the alleged victim in the incident, took to Twitter urging police to lie charges and questioning why the case wasn't being probed as a possible hate crime. Because when people get into arguments with each other, it's not always because of a hate crime. I hate to break the news to you, but lots of times people just get pissed off at each other. Those social media posts led to an outpouring of support for the family and condemnation of Islamophobia. Multiple politicians, including London Mayor Ed Holder and New Democrat MPP Peggy Sutler, also weighed in. Because, let's weigh in when we don't know all of the details. That makes a lot of sense. Quote, I had to take down my LinkedIn profile. I've had numerous people call me. I had to screen my calls now, Lavoie said of the fallout from the case. Lavoie, who is of Algonquin descent and runs a social work practice, denies race or religion played any role in the confrontation. Like I said, Sometimes people just get mad at each other. And I would say about 90% of the time, even 95% of the time, it's not a hate-related thing. Quote, I've advocated for equality and justice my entire life, not only as a social worker, but going back to school and becoming a social worker. Wait, what? Oh, not only as a soldier, sorry, but also going back to school and becoming a social worker, said Lavoie, who was deployed to Somalia during his 14-year military career. Oh, damn! He must have been in Mogadishu. Quote, and as an indigenous person, I have lived that set of injustices not only in my civilian life, but in my military life. Lavoie said he was parked in a handicapped spot at the south end Costco after shopping when a vehicle with 3 occupants pulled behind him and blocked him in from leaving. That's kind of a dick move. Let's see. Lavoie, a former Londoner who says he now lives in Northern Ontario and came back for his girlfriend's surgery, said he honked multiple times, but after the vehicle didn't move, he got out of his car and approached it. Quote, I got out of the car, banged on his window, and yelled, move the car, said Lavoie, conceding he swore during the exchange. Yeah, you didn't just say move the car. You said, move the fucking car, asshole. I guarantee you. This is London, okay? This is London, Ontario. You got out of your car. You slammed your door. You walked aggressively to his car. You banged on his window and you said, move your fucking car, asshole. That's what you said. I can hear it right now. I can hear it right now playing in my head. I can hear the exchange playing out in my head, complete with the window banging. When the occupants didn't respond, Lavoie said he opened the passenger door and repeated his demand. Dude. No. Yes, they're in the wrong for blocking you in, but you do not open the door of somebody else's car. No. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you live in Northern Ontario. If you pulled that shit up there, you'd be, like, really? You'd be taken out to the forest and killed for that shit up there. What are you doing? Yeah, Pincalo, you're right. It sounds funnier to me because he's big natives and I know how the native talks, so it was probably more like, hey, bud, move your car out of the fucking way. Yeah? Hey, bud, move your car out of the fucking way, man. And I guarantee you, when he opened the door, he probably leaned into the car. The car eventually moved, but the confrontation continued, Lavoie said. Of course it did. 'Cause you escalated it by opening the car door. At that point, if I were the driver of the car, I would be like, hey, I'll move my car, but now we have an issue because you opened my fucking property. Let's see. So bystanders intervened And that's when Lavoie admits to telling the family to go back to their country, but maintains it was because the family vehicle had Michigan license plates. Oh, sure. Hey, Jenna. So it's totally okay to tell an American to go back to their country, because American. So wait, let me get this straight. It's not rude to tell somebody from the States to go back to their country, but if they're brown and stuff, saying go back to their country automatically becomes bad because they're brown. Is that what I'm hearing? If it was a white person that happens to be African, for let's just say, right? Let's just say there's a white person from Africa in this car from Michigan, right? I guarantee you, it would have been totally fine had he said go back to your country. And even had he meant go back to the States, right? Even had that been what he meant, had they been white, nobody would have cared. Nobody. And also, I love the double standard, how it's okay to tell an American go back to your country, but it's not okay to tell somebody from Pakistan or India or China or Mexico or Egypt or any of the countries where the pigmentation of the skin is different from white people. That's automatically racist. But the minute you tell somebody that's from the country right next door to you, that's apparently okay. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Opening someone else's car door, how to get shot. Yeah. It's a common phrase anywhere south of London. Yeah. But I mean, it's the double standard, right? It's, it's totally fine to tell somebody that, has a Caucasian minority or majority country. It's okay to tell them to go back. It's okay to say go back to your country if they happen to be from there. But, if they're from a country that's not America or England, right? Then you can't say go back to your country. That's horrible. You can't say that. Like, what? Like, what? Thank you, Chris. Thank you. That's very kind. Oh, yeah, no, he has a little bit of way to say that. It is funny. It's funny and it's hypocritical and it's hilarious that people are calling him a racist. It's just more signs that of the infighting and how people are eating their own. It's very amusing to me. Very, very amusing. It makes me giggle. Very much. All right, let's see here. Oh. Let's see here. Well, my friends, I'm going to end here and finish clearing up my table down here. We've got a new furnace coming in tomorrow, so I've got to try and make sure that the downstairs is at least a little bit clean. So there unfortunately will be no Star Trek stream tomorrow because the furnace will be being installed. But please make sure to come by. So I'm going to be super busy gaming tonight. I'm taking part in somebody else's event on their channel at from 9:30 to 11:30, and then I'm going to take a bit of a break, and I'll be back on my Twitch channel for Blind Press After Dark, which will have voice and chat on Twitch and camera and chat on OnlyFans. So be sure to come check that out. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. You guys are amazing. And I'm gonna try. I'm planning. I've got 22 more episodes to go before the 500 show. So I'm thinking I might do a call-in show, and after that, start bringing back Friday guest day. So let me know what you guys think, and I guess I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Bye, guys.